Hi, this is Patty D. Priest and welcome to Educate Academy. So we're going to start with the very basics today. For those of you that really don't know anything about sheets, we're going to talk a lot about the parts of the sheet, how to create a sheet, and moving around and stuff like that. What you're looking at here is a Google Sheet. It has some information in it, and so we want to look at the parts of a sheet. So in a Google Sheet, we have a row, multiple different rows, and we also have columns. When those rows and columns intersect, if I click on one cell, then this is called a cell, and a cell has a name. The cell is named by the column name and then the row name, and so this cell would be called C4. So if you select a group of cells, let's say I select these here, this would be considered a range, and this range would go from C3 through C15, and you would name it by actually typing C3, and you would put a colon, and then the last one in the range of there was C15, and so I would type that. So this is the name for a range. We'll be working with ranges quite a bit. In Google Sheets, you're going to see a formula bar. That is right here, and this is what will tell you what is in the cell. Notice when I click here, it tells me that socks is there, and here it tells me that there's a number, okay? So when we get more into sheets, we are going to look at functions and formulas, and those would also show up in the formula bar. We have a menu bar. We have menus that are drop-down menus, and some of them will do things that are similar to Google Docs or Google Slides. Things like sharing and creating a new file, opening, making a copy, download as, and so on. The other thing you're going to find, these are shortcuts here, and so you'll find the bold, italicized, strike through, and the font color or text color in a menu, but you can also come to your shortcuts bar and choose them from there, just like you would in Docs and Slides. This is considered a worksheet. You'll notice down at the bottom, it is called Sheet 1. You can name a sheet down here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And you can also have multiple sheets within a spreadsheet. And so multiple worksheets within a sheet. A spreadsheet is basically the entire document containing all of your worksheets. And so you can have multiple tabs down here at the bottom. That whole group of worksheets is considered your spreadsheet. So how do I create this? Well, there's a couple different ways to do it. If you go to Google Drive and you click on New, notice you can create a new Google Sheet. There is a little arrow here, and so I have a choice of creating a blank spreadsheet or a sheet from a template. If I just click here on Google Sheets on the name, I will automatically create a blank template. If I open a new tab, a new shortcut that Google has come out with recently, I can just type in sheets.new, oops, I need the S, .new, and it will create a new sheet for me. I can do the same thing with slides, forms, and docs. I can type docs.new, forms.new, or slides.new, and it will create a new file for me. The last one, or last way to do it, is to type sheets.google.com, and then it's going to take you to where all of your Google Sheets are going to be pulled together. It also shows you the template gallery, and so I can pull from any of my Google Sheet files that I have, and I can also look at templates here. I can start a new one by clicking here. I can look at a monthly budget, an annual budget, team roster, gradebook, attendance, and if I click here, there are all kinds of templates that I can use. Right. So when I'm moving around a spreadsheet, if I'm in a cell, let's say I'm here, and I want to move to the right, one way to do that is to press Tab. If I want to move back to the left, I can do Shift Tab, and it moves me back to the left. Another way to do that is to just use your arrow keys, left and right, up and down. Your tab doesn't take you up and down. The other way to move around is just to use your mouse and click on the cell that you want. So how do I get data into a spreadsheet? Well, there are multiple ways. One way is just to click in a cell and start typing. So if I click here, I can type my name, I can hit tab, and then I can continue to add data to my spreadsheet. Another way to do it is to copy it from somewhere else and paste it into here. Okay, that works as well. Another way to do it is to import a CSV file. A CSV file is a simple file format that it's used to store data that's in a table format, such as a spreadsheet or a database or a table in another program. This format can be imported or exported from different programs. That data will then be stored in other tables. You can store it, export it from here and import it into like Microsoft Excel. Sometimes you can export it from a grade book and pull it into Google Sheets. So there's all different kinds of ways to do it. Sometimes if you're in a mail program like Gmail or Office 365's mail, you can export your contacts in a CSV file, and then you can pull them into another email program in that same format. Another way is to fill down, and I put these numbers over here, these 1, 2, 3, to show you what can happen. I have selected these 3 cells, this range of cells, and you'll notice at the bottom right there's a little square. If I hover over it, it becomes a plus sign. If I click and drag, it is going to fill in that data. And I had already set up a pattern with typing 1, 2, 3, and it continued that pattern on down. There are times that it works really well to have a pattern. For example, if I typed in January, February, if I select those 2 and I copy across, it's going to continue that as well. Pretty fancy. So that's another way to do it. The last way that we're going to talk about, at least today, is to get that data from a Google form. Every Google form will export its data into a Google Sheet. And then you can take that information from the Google Sheet and look at it and manipulate it in the spreadsheet. But that's it as far as what are the basics of a spreadsheet. If you've never used them before, you've learned the basics. All right, thank you for watching and have a good day.